good. Custer is ready. Good luck, players. Miles trying to catch up here. Custer going too high, and he might be over for for Custer, sorry. And he needs just one more burn. Miles is not gonna make it. Oh no, he's gonna make it on a last burn. Oh my goodness. Pull something up. No, no. Oh no. Not like this. Left side might not be reachable for Custer. Tops of the 99. Both players ready. Let's go for game number 1. That is for Custer, 137. Oh, another misdrop, and Curie's down at 61,000. Oh, Curie in trouble. Curie in trouble, and Curie doesn't survive. Tops of the 283, and Custer takes game number 3. Sorry, and the match.
For game number 1 of a potential 5, best of luck. We're gonna get counted down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris! And both players underway here. A couple of S pieces and a long bar to start off for both players, which of course confirms that we are on the same seed, which is always great, always nice, always wonderful. Nice adjustment there and tuck with that L piece for Tugi. Nek0 is going to get the first Tetris of this match. Tugi is Tetris ready, waiting for that long bar to drop down here. And Tugi's still waiting. Both players are going to be in a little bit of a drought here, but both are going to hold out long enough for the long bar. Tetris for Nek0 and Tetris for Tugi. Nek0 is going to have the early lead here on 46,000 points. Tugi on 28. Tetris for Nek0 again here. Tugi's drought counter seems to be acting up a little bit, so disregard it. Tugi isn't infinitely in a 22-piece drought. No need to worry about that. Nek0 117, Tugi 98, so Nek0 leading by just under a Tetris here. And just a quick word, how is everybody doing on this Saturday morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is for you? Could be Sunday, for all I know. That's how large our world is. Nek0 with a tuck of the L piece. Had that double well set up. Now gets another long bar slid in there, and another long bar will get the Tetris for Nek0 to go to 185, Tugi 166. Pretty good. That's good, Vicebot. That is good. It's always good when someone's pretty good. Tetris for Nek0, and an adjustment of the glove, it looks like, in the middle of that Tetris. 231 for Nek0, 212 for Tugi, 19,000 point gap. And another Tetris for Nek0 to go to 254. And another Tetris. So both players now separated by just under 2 Tetrises here. Nek0 is Tetris ready. There's the long bar Tetris for Nek0 here. Tugi not going to be able to use that long bar for the Tetris, but now has the well open and is Tetris ready. And there it is, Tetris for Tugi. 300,000 for Nek0, 260 for Tugi. As Nek0 scores another Tetris there. Tetris for Tugi has the Vit set up, gets the tuck with the L piece instead. Now has a tuck with another L piece set up, gets that tuck, and that sets up the Tetris, which Tugi will get to go to 307. Nek0 still holding on to that 2 Tetris lead, now almost 3 Tetris lead on 369, Tugi 308. Tetris for Nek0, Tetris for Tugi. Both players now over 70 lines into level 18. Level 19 transitions come at line 130. So still quite a ways to go, and plenty of time for these players to score as many points as they can for level 19. Granted, both of them are rollers, so level 19 isn't necessarily going to be a major problem, but can slip up even the best of players, so we will wait and see. Nek0 with a hole in the stack. Tugi with some clutter on the well. Gets it back open with that double. Tetris ready. And there's the long bar. Tetris for Tugi. And another Tetris for Tugi there. Now up to 448. Nek0 463. Still holding the lead here. Tetris to go to 487, so still holding that about 1 3/4 lead here. 1 3/4 Tetris, that being. Also, don't forget, we have a Matcherino link, so that if you guys want to contribute to the prize pool come the end of the season, so that the best players can get the most compensation possible for their troubles. Not saying that the league itself is a trouble, but it is a grueling season, a lot of matches to play, and by the end of it, these players deserve to get some prizes at the end of it. So if you want to contribute to that, then the Matcherino link is there. You can use the command !Matcherino to access it and put in anything that you feel is fair. Of course, if you're unable to, then feel free to spread the word as well. Always appreciated. 583 for Nek0, 523 for Tugi. So Nek0 ahead by about 2.5 Tetrises here. Tetris for Tugi to go to 547. Nek0 with the Tetris to go to 606. 10 lines to go for both these players until transition. And this is fantastic play from both these players. An 86% Tetris rate for Nek0 specifically. Nek0 gets the Vits, and that sets up the Tetris, which Nek0 will get, going up to 652. This could be a 670 transition if Nek0 plays his cards right. Tugi transitions on 580, which is great on its own. And there it is, 676 for Nek0 there, going into level 19. Monster score. And a monster Tetris there for Nek0 to go to 725. Tugi 610. And the board isn't looking the best here. Is down low on the stack, so won't be in too much trouble to get this down, but Tugi won't be in scoring position for a while, but neither will Nek0, as Nek0 now is in slightly less of a troublesome board, but still a board that won't be able to score Tetrises either way. Nek0 gets a long par dependency exposed in column 3, gets it filled in, and that cleans up the board. Nek0 is Tetris ready and scores the Tetris to go to 761, still holding an 82% Tetris rate here. Tugi is on 619 and is looking to try to get this board down a little bit. Some nice doubles and triples there will do the job. And a nice placement of that T-piece helps to get the board more organized for that dig, and Tugi is almost done here. Meanwhile, Nek0 has to cover the well here, takes a double, and puts that T-piece on the left to open back up the well. Nek0 is Tetris ready, and scores the Tetris up to 799, Tugi 638. Nek0 holding a 5, now 6 Tetris lead here. 188,000 points. Tugi is going to have to play pretty aggressively here to try to catch up, but Nek0 is not slowing down and gets another Tetris to go to 862. Tugi 642, 220,000 point lead here for Nek0. And another Tetris now for Nek0 to go to 892 on level 24. Tugi 704. Of course, it's not going to be nearly over yet for Tugi, but we'll still have to play pretty aggressively here from here on out to try to catch up here. We'll have to capitalize on any sort of board trouble that Nek0 has, but Nek0 is still playing relentlessly here. 930 for Nek0, 739 for Tugi. Both players are Tetris ready, and it's going to be a Tetris for Tugi. Nek0 in a little bit of a drought here, actually, waiting for that long bar to drop down. And it does come after 15 pieces. Tetris for Nek0, 969. Tugi, 806. Tugi is Tetris ready, so is Nek0. Tetris for Nek0, max out on level 26. 1,003,000 to Tugi, who's on 842. Tetris for Nek0 to go to 1.03. Tetris for Tugi, 876. Both players now on level 27. Both with clean boards. Another Tetris for Nek0 to go to level 28. Has crossed the 1.1 mark now. Five Tetris lead now. Another Tetris for Nek0. Level 29 will be arriving here. Nek0 can still get 2 Tetrises before that to get as high of a score as possible. Nek0 takes a couple burns, and with that Tetris will go to level 29 on 1.17, and a perfect clear for Nek0 in level 29. There it is. That is, I think, maybe the first time I've seen that while commentating. Tetris for Nek0 to go to 1.25. Tugi max out 1.06. Nek0 now set up for a Tetris in column 4. Gets that center well Tetris done. Tetris for Tugi as well to go to 1.1. But Nek0 still surging ahead at 1.298. Tetris for Nek0 to go to 1.34 now. Still a 5.5 Tetris lead here. Tugi still keeping the board clean, but so is Nek0. And this is incredible post stacking here for Nek0 here. Still on 1.394. Tugi 1.17. Tetris for Nek0 again to go to 1.43. On level 33 now. Both players on level 33. Both players are stacking very well here. Tetris again for Nek0 to go to 1.48. Tugi's waiting for that long bar here. A little bit of a messy board. Tetris again for Nek0. Nek0 also has a long bar dependency in column 8. Fills it in. Waiting for the long bar again. Puts that long bar to the left to get the well back open. And there's another Tetris for Nek0 here. 1.57, level 35. This is incredible scoring here for Nek0. Getting Tetris after Tetris as if it's level 19 and to 29 here. Tugi's board is starting to climb, but gets the long bar over for a Tetris, 1.28. But Nek0's ahead by 330,000 points. 7 Tetris lead as Nek0 just continues to score. Nek0 gets the well back open. Is Tetris ready? Gets that key piece in the middle. Tetris for Nek0. Tugi's board is not looking the best, but is still low enough to where this maybe can be diggable. But Tugi is running out of time to score here. 8 and almost 9 Tetrises behind. Nek0 is trying to put this out of reach, and Tugi is going to top out at 1.31. Tugi has crossed 1.7, going for 1.8 here. Has 9 lines to do it. 1.8 for Nek0. I think 1.9 is still in reach. Tetris for Nek0. 1.9 can happen. This is game 1. There it is. 1.916. Oh my goodness. Nek0 wins by a staggering 600,000 points. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. That must mean I'm cool because I got an invite. Let's go, I'm cool. Both players going to start off with a Tetris here. Hello, Kafkas. Good to see you. Tetris for Tugi, who's going to be perfect in 4 to start off here. But will take his first burn there to open back up the well. Tetris for Tugi, still technically on a perfect run here, because of course you can afford 1 burn to be able to get the maximum possible score, but Tugi's going to take another burn there. Nek0 has a long bar dependency in column 8, gets that filled in. That goes most of the way to getting the well back open. Now the well's back open, and Nek0 is Tetris ready. Tetris for Tugi, Tetris for Nek0. Tugi now holding the lead on 161, Nek0 121. People always say how slow 18 seems to look after watching a game of 29, and yeah, that's no joke. It seems almost like painfully slow. But in reality, of course, it's not. Maybe that's the training I'll need to do to get better at 18. Watch a ton of 29 and then play 18. Nice adjustment there from Nek0, getting great pieces to burn away what was looking like a scary stack there, but of course it isn't as scary as it may seem, and Nek0 has gotten out of it and scored a Tetris out of it. 256 for Tugi, 228 for Nek0, so now it's Tugi who's holding about a Tetris and a quarter, now a 2 1/4 Tetris lead. Tugi had a hole in the stack, gets it filled in there. Uses the longbar dependency to open back up the well, or at least go most of the way to. Well is back open. Tetris for Nek0 and Tetris for Tugi. And another Tetris for Tugi there to go to 329 and Nek0 297. No, I know that it's... Of course I know that 18 isn't too slow. I said that it seems that way after playing on, like, the insane speeds of 29. Of course, like, 18 is... Believe me, 18 is not slow. There's a reason that, like, until, like, the dawn of hyper tapping and rolling, like, even top players at CTWC would often top out at level 18. It is a deceivingly... It's a deceiving speed, level 18. It may look slow after a 29 game, but it's not. Believe me. I'm a 700k player. 18 is not slow. There's a reason my 18 PB... there's a reason I'm still looking for my first 500k transition to 19. That's all I'm saying. 422 for Tugi, 371 for Nek0. Tugi still now ahead by 3 Tetrises. Nek0 is going to bring that down to 2, and now down to 1 with 2 quick Tetrises there. Tugi is Tetris ready, still waiting for that long bar, and there it is, Tetris for Tugi. Tugi now set back up for another one, so is Nek0 here. And Tetris for Tugi. $491 for Tugi, $447 for Nek0, as both players have crossed the 100-line mark. Again, 130 lines will mean level 19 speeds will come into play, which of course means the speed of the pieces coming down will be 50% faster, which means it's going to be more difficult for these players to get pieces over to the far sides of the board where they are the most crucially placed. Unless, of course, your name is Quaid. Tetris for Nek0, 509. Tugi up to 582, 73,000 point lead. That is about 3 Tetrises or so. And another Tetris there for Nek0 to go to 532. Tugi gonna do some burning here to get that well back open. And that has been done. Tetris for Nek0, and then a Tetris for Tugi there. Another Tetris for Tugi. And a Tetris for Nek0 there. Ooh, a misdrop of that S piece there for Tugi, and this board isn't going to be looking the best. Had to cover the well going into level 19. 630 will be the transition score. Nek0 is on 605. And Tugi should be able to get this burnt down. Should be okay. Providing the pieces cooperate, which it seems like they're doing now. Nek0 in a similar bit of difficulty here. Seems like those pieces weren't exactly the most accommodating for both of their boards. But Nek0 is doing well to dig down. Tugi already with a clean board and is Tetris ready. Waiting for the long bar. Nek0 has a long bar dependency in column 7. Gets the long bar to fill that in. And will have the well back open here. Tugi's on 727 now with that Tetris. Nek0 650. So 77,000 point lead. That will be about just over 2 Tetrises. Tetris for Tugi. And now Nek0 seeming to have a left well set up. There is the long bar to get that resolved. And now gets the double to clear the well. Tetris for Nek0 694. Nek0 or Tugi 816. 4 Tetris lead here on level 23. Tetris for Tugi again to go to 845. But Nek0 trying to keep this in reach. 4 Tetris lead for Tugi, who's going to get another Tetris down there. Both players now on level 24. Tetris for Tugi, Tetris for Nek0. 907 to 761. Tugi scoring another Tetris there to go to 938. 145,000 point lead now. Separating these two. Both are stacking with clean boards. Tetris for Tugi and Tetris for Nek0 here. Next Tetris for Tugi will likely be a max out here. Both players waiting for that long bar. Nek0 has a dirty Tetris set up in column 8, and there's the long bar for the Tetris. Max out as well for Tugi, 1,004,000. Nek0 on 860. On level 26, a double will open back up the well and clean up the board. Tetris for Tugi to go to 1.04. Nek0 is still on 900,000 points, 182,000 point lead for Tugi here. Nek0 with a nice T-spin. And now both players on level 28. Next level here will be level 29, which of course means another speed increase, and this is where the game will really get interesting, as it's going to be not necessarily a battle for efficiency, but a battle for survival, and Nek0 doesn't quite get the J piece all the way over, so looks like we'll be entering 29 with a slightly awkward board. Tugi will transition 1.17 million, Nek0 928. But if we know anything from game number 1, we know just how efficient Nek0 can be in level 29 and beyond, especially with scoring Tetrises here. Oh, and Tugi with a couple of bad placements, some S pieces. Tugi's in trouble, and Tugi's going to top out at 1.18 million. Unlucky pieces there, and couldn't make anything work with it to the left or right. Nek0 in a chase down. Target score 1.184 million. Which is going to be 4.5 Tetrises here. Nek0, of course, can just line this out at this speed. And that is exactly what Nek0 looks like he is doing here. Doesn't need to do anything overly risky. Has a T-spin set up. Had a T-spin opportunity there, but Nek0, of course, passes it up, plays it safe. He can't line out. Oh no, Nek0's in trouble. Oh, tried to set up the Tetris, but couldn't get enough pieces over to the left and right for it tops out at 1,024,000. And that means that Tugi will take game 2. 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Two T's and an S piece to start off. And a simul Tetris as well. Nice S-spin there, or nice E-spin for Tugi. As both players score another Tetris there. Another Tetris for Nek0, Tetris for Tugi, and another Tetris for Nek0, who's currently leading on 91,260. Tugi 71,000. Nek0 is perfect in 5 here. Tugi's board looking a little bit awkward here, but gets the square piece to open back up the well, and another Tetris for Tugi. Nek0 now perfect in 6, and that'll be 7 Tetrises in a row to start off for Nek0 here on 159, Tugi 120. Another Tetris there for Nek0. And that will put it as 9 Tetrises in a row for Nek0 to start off. Tugi, meanwhile, gonna get that tuck with the L piece there, and gets a Tetris as a result. Nek0 on 228. Tugi 167. Nek0 now with 10 Tetrises in a row. Tetris again for Nek0, 11. Highest I've seen during my illustrious commentary career is 17. No pressure, of course. Tetris again for Nek0 to go to 273. And looks like Nek0 will take his first burns here. And it'll be a double, but still. 12 Tetrises in a row is quite the feat to start off a match. Even though, of course, you have people getting perfect 18s left, right, and center. Doesn't matter. 12 Tetrises in a row is still very difficult. Even for the best of players. Tetris for Nek0 to go to 321, Tugi 238, so 3.5 Tetris lead here for Nek0 to start off. I'm just waiting for the comment that says, oh, 12 Tetris in a row is easy. I do it every single game, actually. And I'm a 100k player. Like, cool, bro. Do it now. Alright, 390 for Nek0, 311 for Tugi. I'm joking, of course. Tetris again for Nek0, going up to 413. Both players stacking very cleanly and efficiently. Tugi going to respond with a Tetris of his own. And look at that, 96% Tetris rate for Nek0 here. Your PB is 28 in a row. Nice. That's cool. Like, perfect 18s and like perfect levels is always like a really cool stat. Something I'll never do because I burn whenever I. Like now that like I've gotten more comfortable with burning in my play, it's like I sometimes burn too much, even when it's not necessarily a dangerous board, because I'm always scared, like, oh, what if the long bar doesn't come? Another Tetris for Nek0 to go to 574, 597, 95% Tetris rate. .620 with still 17 lines to go for Nek0 in level 18 here. Now has a tuck set up with a square piece there. Does get it. Tetris for Nek0 to go to 643. 521 for Tugi here. Still with a great Tetris rate, I will say, 78%, but Nek0 has been on fire here. Won't quite get 700k, but it's going to be very close, as Nek0 has had an excellent level 18 here. Tugi with the Tetris will go to 570, and Nek0 will go 695 into level 19 here. And absolutely monster scores here. Tetris 4 Nek0 to go to 719, ahead by 127,000 points. Tugi will transition with just a casual 616, you know, nothing special, just a 616, you know. Which is still a fantastic score, don't get me wrong, I'm joking, of course, but Nek0 leading by 4 Tetrises here. Oh, it doesn't get the tuck with the T-piece. Nek0 looking for something on the left side, has to put the J-piece there, gets the long bar over for a Tetris. Goes to 779, another Tetris, 806, Tugi 669. Looking for that long bar to get a Tetris of his own. Dirty Tetris for Nek0 on row 2 there. To 837, Tugi 727. And another Tetris for Nek0, 868, still with an 84% Tetris rate here. Which, I mean, to me at least, anything over 80% at this level is just monster to me. It's insane how efficient those scores are. And of course, Tugi is almost at that as well, 78, which is fantastic. But Nek0's in a bit of trouble here, does get the pieces necessary over to the left-hand side, and almost has this burnt back down and has the well back open, waiting for that long bar. There it is, Tetris for Nek0, great survival there. Up to 938, Tugi 850. So now about just under 3 Tetris lead here for Nek0, as Tugi is slowly starting to close the gap a little bit here. Nek0's on 973, level 25, and that Tetris will mean max out going into 26 for Nek0 here. 1,005,000. Tugi's on 886 and doing a little bit of cleanup here. But some great pieces there, and Tugi has the well back open. I can't believe it. Max, oh my god, it's a max out in comp? No way. This is historic. It's like CTWC 2016 all over again. Or even 2017. Max out, unbelievable. How high are these scores? 1.1? Ah! Nek0 on 1.14, Tugi 995. That's next Tetris for Tugi could potentially be a max out here. Waiting for that long bar for it. Nek0's on 28, Tetris for Tugi max out, going to 1.03. Nek0 still leading on 1.183, and now into 29, 1.25. Nek0 set up for Tetris here, waiting for that long bar to come down. Tetris for Nek0 going to 1.29, and Tugi now goes to level 29, 1.1 million crossed in the transition. And Nek0's board starting to climb here. Great, couldn't get the rotation done on the Z piece and can't get the L over. Tops out at 1.301. Tugi in a chase down, target score 1.302 million for the chase down. On level 30. And Tugi looks like he's going to set up here for a Tetris. And now has a long bar dependency, has the well open for a triple. Board starting to climb, gets the long bar over, but this board is starting to climb more and more on its own. 1.19 now, still 100,000 points off. Tugi is holding out here, but needs that long bar on the left desperately. Long bar's not gonna come, and Tugi tops out at 1.19. The first CTWC max out was in 2019. Okay, nerd. We shall see in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And both players will get us kicked off with a Tetris. The Tetris for Nek0, all that separates these players at the moment is 12 pushdown points from Nek0, as well as now some burns that have happened right now, and a great solve to set up the Tetris, and Tetris for Nek0 there. And Tetris for Tugi here. Virtually nothing to separate them at the moment. Just 2,000, just under 2,000 points here. Tugi is Tetris ready, so is Nek0. Both players are going to wait for the long bar here. It's okay, Adam, I forgive you. But do you forgive yourself? You might forgive me, but do you forgive yourself? You didn't even do anything, but do you forgive yourself anyway? Regardless. Just in general, you know? I have no idea where I'm going with this. I just decided to say it because I thought it would be funny and witty, but it doesn't make any sense. Then again, when does anything I ever say make sense? I'm just the man who's meant to be saying Tetris for XYZ, so maybe I should go do that. 167 for Tugi, 187 for Nek0. I won't tell King to ban you from Restreamers for disrespecting a random viewer. Disrespecting random viewers is the only reason I still have a job. It's my job to disrespect the viewers. That includes you. I'm pointing, well, you can't see me, but I'm pointing at you. You sitting at home. My sheer presence disrespects you. Do better. I don't know. 234 for Nek0, 213 for Tugi. Nek0 with a low left side, but gets the Z piece over. And another T piece that opens back up the well. Nek0 is Tetris ready, so is Tugi. Also said you at home. I mean, insinuating that there's not a single player who's watching right now who isn't either at CTUK or just not at home in general. There could be anyone here who is watching from their workplace. Is there anyone in the work? I mean, it's a Saturday, so if you are, I kind of feel sorry for you, but I imagine there's some. Dirty Tetris for Tugi, and a Tetris again for Nek0, both players with clean boards at the moment. Tugi playing a bit aggressively, waiting for that long bar there. Doesn't get the tuck with the T-piece. So Tugi with some cleanup to do. Which leaves Nek0 in the lead on 330, Tugi 313. Tugi's board is not looking the best, but this is definitely survivable, and that long bar in column 3 will go a long way and opens back up the well. Tetris for Tugi, and another Tetris for Tugi. That got a bit scary there, but these players are definitely professionals and have probably been in that scenario many times before. So we're all okay. Tetris for Tugi, and Nek0 is also Tetris ready, waiting for that long bar to drop down. There it is. Tetris for Nek0 to go to 427, Tugi 387. Nek0 finally getting that L piece to fill on the left-hand side, but now with a little bit of cleanup for the well, so does Tugi. Tugi gets that done. Is Tetris ready? There's the long bar. Tetris for Tugi to go to 442. And Nek0 with a nice triple filling on that dependency to get the well open, and there's the long bar for the Tetris 483 now. For Nek0. I was about to go on a spiel about how Tugi could take advantage of Nek0 in being in cleanup, but Nek0 just solved it very quickly there. So, no need for that spiel. 465 to 508 now. Tetris for Tugi to go to 488. And Tetris for Nek0 here. Tugi was was 4 little Tetraminos away from a perfect clear with that Tetris. Both players are now about to transition to level 19. Of course, speed will increase, as well as the amount of points you can score from a Tetris, and Tugi's going to be the first to go on 557. Nek0 right behind with a score of 577, but not right behind in score, is ahead in score. Ahead by under a Tetris here, so it's going to be back and forth lead changes here as both players score Tetrises. And Nek0 is Tetris ready, so is Tugi. Tetris for Tugi and Tetris for Nek0. Nek0 still holding lead on 650, Tugi 633. Tetris for Tugi takes the lead 658. But again, it's going to be back and forth here, considering that both of these players are within less than a Tetris of each other. Tetris for Tugi, Nek0 takes the lead back with that Tetris. 703 to 684. Adam, am I excited to fight Weston CTM? I'm not sure if you saw, but the board, it got changed. The elo came in a factor, so it's not gonna be, I think, based on that. So, oh, I'm against Arbaro, it looks like. That's gonna be interesting. Oh no, I don't think elo isn't factored in yet, actually, because the bracket still hasn't been updated. Nek0's on 854, Tugi's on 858. There's almost nothing to separate both these players. So now we're on level 24. Both players have the well covered with just one line of clutter. Now Nek0's gonna have to put more here, so it's gonna be a bit of an extended dig here for Nek0, and Tugi can potentially take advantage of that. There we go, the spiel has been completed for that. Tugi is Tetris ready here, can extend this lead out. Tetris for Nek0, though, who has gotten the well back open. Tetris for Tugi, who now holds a 2 Tetris lead on 954. Nek0 895. Tetris for Tugi in the 26. 986 now. Tugi puts the square over to the right side. Tetris for Nek0 to go to 935. 50,000 points down on Tugi here. Tugi is Tetris ready and gets the Tetris max out. Level 26, 1.02 million. And Tetris 4, Tugi 1.05, Nek0 973. Both players now on level 27, as Nek0 is in a little bit of a drought here now. But does get the long bar and gets a Tetris 1.04. That is max out now. And now we're into level 28. And Tugi is... okay, there we go, we're fine. Just good old-fashioned internet, but we're okay. 1.16 for Tugi, 1.05 for Nek0, and it's going to be a 1.2 million into kill screen for Tugi here. Nek0 1.09. Both players now into level 29 play here. Tugi looking to get the well back open, but getting some awkward pieces. This board's starting to climb. Can't get the long bar over to column 2, and this board is going to spiral, and Tugi tops out at 1.21. Nek0 on 1.145 in a chase down. Target score 1.216. Nek0 can just line out from here, but he's gonna go for the Tetris. Oh, he's gonna go for the dirty Tetris. He's going for it. Tetris for Nek0. 1.18. One more Tetris needed. And that's set up. All he needs is the long bar. And there it is. Tetris for Nek0. 1.23. And that means that Nek0 will take game number 4. And as a result, the match. We're gonna let Nek0 mullen this out. Let's see if this can be another 39 game. But GG's to Nek0. Unfortunate for Tugi, it will be another point on the board, which I suppose is of some consolation. But wow, what a game. What a match between both of these players here. Incredible Tetris all around, and especially shout out to game 1 there, that 1.9 from Nek0, and Nek0 will top out at 1.38, but has taken the match against Tugi here. Gamer Z Play 725 and Pokemain 1233. Thank you to the 3 of you for following Classic Tetris League on Twitch. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see if we can get to 3,020 followers. Oh, Sodium with a hang of that long bar there. But luckily it is level 18, so should be okay, and is okay. Tetris 4, Sodium there. That did look a little bit scary there for a second, but... oh, and a couple awkward placements of L pieces again for Sodium. Again, sometimes it makes me... sometimes these types of moves by players, like, I sometimes question, is it on purpose or not? Because, like, sometimes players are that good that they can see stuff like this, and, like, they'll do it on purpose because it makes their board better or something. Sodium makes it work, gets a Tetris, but Danby has the early lead here on 139, Sodium 128. Danby gonna get another Tetris to go to 162. And a Tetris again for Dan V here. As well as another Tetris for Sodium. Both with clean boards at the moment. Sodium with a high left side. Kind of has that staircase formation going here. And it's working out as Sodium gets another Tetris, as does Dan V. So Dan V with a 2.5 Tetris lead now. On 257, Sodium 199, Tetris to go up to 222. Dan V responding right back with another Tetris of his own there. Both players, again, still have a clean board. But Sodium with a slightly high center, all opting or owing to those 2 square pieces there. But is getting everything squared away, no pun intended. As the well is back open, Sodium Tetris ready. Looking for that long bar. Long bar arrives. Tetris for Sodium. As Dan now has a roughly 2.5 Tetris lead here on 329. Sodium 277. You're gonna call cap on the no pun intended. Okay, how much would you like to wager on that assumption? That I did not intend on the pun. Because you are calling cap on it. But what if I'm not capping? What if I'm not capping, Pines? What about that? What are you gonna do then? You'll have lost everything. Your reputation for calling cap is in question now. I can't believe you'd question the AdamIrish experience on something like this. It's brave, I'll give you that, but it's unwise. 379 for Dan, 349 for Sodium. Sodium getting the bits done there. Where's Jasmine when you need her? Tetris 4, Sodium now up to 372, Dan V 403. Yeah, exactly. Are you gonna just... Pine's just gonna take it. Alright, well, I win. And you shouldn't have backed down because I was capping. You were right, but you backed down. So I win. I called your bluff. Tetris for Dan V. Another Tetris for Dan V here. Sodium now with a dirty column 8 Tetris setup on row 2. Opts to take a double and triple instead. I'll bet all of my worthless CTL points on this. Hey, don't hurt the worthless CTL points feelings. What did they ever do to you? Other than maybe lose a lot of them betting on matches. Like, those points, you know, they have lives, they have, like, jobs and dreams and stuff, you know? And you just crushed them all. $552 now for Dan, $491 for Sodium, which will be his transition score into level 19. $576 for Dan V here, so 2.5 Tetris lead as Dan V now extends that to 3.5 with another Tetris there. Sodium responds with a Tetris of his own. Nice T-spin as well. You don't need to bet on matches when you can bet on Adam capping, but you didn't bet. You didn't bet, Pines. I called your bluff, and I won. The house always wins. The AdamIrish experience always wins. Unless it's CTWC DAS. In that case, I didn't. Then again, I guess qualifying is a win, I suppose. 619 for Sodium, 656 for Dan V, as both players scoring Tetris after Tetris, almost a simul Tetris there. Couple of frames away from that. Yeah, the source of income, like, think about Kafka's here. Think about, like, the amount of hard work they get to get those CTL points. How it benefits the wife, the kids. How many cars and houses someone can buy with the CTL points. Tetris for Sodium. Dan V is Tetris ready here. Tetris for Dan V. And another Tetris for Dan V to go to 824. Level 23 for both players here. Back and forth as Dan V has that 2 Tetris lead still there. Dan V opens the well back up as Sodium now puts it down to a 1 Tetris lead. Dan V puts it back to 2. It's again still back and forth Tetris land here. That's an incredibly powerful story, Kafkas. That's an incredibly powerful story. It's incredibly emotional. People should lead by example after you. And also make terrible bets. 918 for Dan V. 864 for Sodium for legal reasons. That's a joke. Unless it regards the channel points, then do what you want. 897 for Sodium, 983 for Dan V, and Dan V now getting a max out with that Tetris on level 26. $963 now for Sodium, both players with clean boards as Dan V getting another Tetris, both players on level 27 now. 1,081,000 for DanV, 964 for Sodium here. Oh, and this board isn't looking great for DanV here. A massive gaping hole in the stack. And with it being this close to 29 here, DanV is looking to get this at least as cleaned up as possible, as quickly as possible. DanV still leading on 1,097,000. Sodium, 1,072,000, and that is in thousands. DanV doing good work to get that board as clean as possible. Transitions on 1,105,000 points. Sodium, 1,115,000. It is almost even here. DanV is gonna get that dig done, and now is Tetris ready? Where's the long bar? DanV opts to burn it down instead. Stays alive. Sodium, meanwhile, is Tetris ready? And there's the Tetris. Tetris for Sodium takes the lead. 1,072,000 to 1,172,000 to 1,148,000. So Sodium ahead by about a Tetris here. But that was one heck of a dig from DanV, and both players are fighting through the levels here. Level 32 now as the lead goes back and forth. DanV with a bit of cleanup to do, gets the cleanup done. DanV looking for that long bar in column 7, but it's not going to arrive! And DanV tops out at 1,204,000 points. Sodium on 1,219,000 will take game number 1. GG's, and it looks like Sodium could be mullining this